You want to do it this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, whatever way.
Whatever you want.
So, first of all, hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
My name is Stephen Green. I'm one of the founders of Rockcore.
Okay. So, when and where was it founded?
Yeah, there were 7 of us who started this company. It was started in Los Angeles in 2005. And
Can you speak a bit louder, please?
a bit louder for you.
Yeah.
It was started in Los Angeles in 2005. So 2 of our founders, Grady Lee and Toby Garrett, they had been concert promoters in Colorado 10 years before that. They were always giving away tickets to the concerts they were promoting for people to set out the trash barrels or tear tickets or so forth. And they started to organize bigger concerts where people would do community work for the tickets. We met them early 2000s, and we really liked the concept. And we decided to all come together and make Rockcore. So that was really where the idea came from.
But is it a business or?
We call it a pro-social business.
Yeah.
So what we do is take the sort of marketing investment of a company, Orange in France, and we create these programs here, which is really a brand exercise for Orange and for Sony Ericsson and M6, but it has a big social benefit for Les Jeunes as well. So we think that's a winning combination. You can do your marketing, but it has a social benefit, here in the 10th like we are today.
Okay. So what was it, the first project? How did it, with the brand Rock Corps, how did you manage it?
Yeah, the first concert we did was in New York City in 2005, Radio City, 5,000 volunteers. We really did.
5,000?
Yeah.
How could you manage all this?
Yeah, we really didn't know what to expect. Nobody had ever done this before, and so we were wondering, would people come and do the volunteer work? Would they come to the concert? What is this new thing? How will people react to it? And we were so thrilled, and our expectations were really sort of far exceeded. People came out and did far more work than we expected. We've been oversubscribed in every city we've been in, and now we've had over 50,000 volunteers since that first one.
Wow!
And people do so much work, for this concert ticket, and then they come and have a big party.
Yeah.
And we're really trying to show, particularly young people, that getting involved in a community is something fun. It's as much of your life as music is, or sport, or going to parties or clubs. It's a very easy thing to put into the fabric of your life.
So how did you manage to organize it? In 2005 you didn't have any social networks like Facebook maybe. Here I think it's mainly used by, you use the help of the media, of internet media.
Yeah.
How was it these days?
Yeah, I mean it's, even in 2005, it still seems like in terms of social media, really the beginning days. So we used a lot of SMS marketing, a ton of email marketing. Email seems so archaic now, but back then we would try and get everybody's email address and mobile phone number and send them SMS and send them emails to try and get them out. This is the type of thing that really builds from a viral standpoint.
Okay.
Every one of these volunteers here today will go out, I know, and tell another 5 or 10 people to get involved.
So how the brand reacts about what you are doing? How they?
It's a pretty radical concept, because it's not proven that they can get the return on investment on this type of thing. In the beginning, now it is. We have lots of case studies. But
so can you elaborate about those case studies?
Yeah, sure. So we spend a lot of time after the concerts are over, and we ask everybody who either was involved in the project. We also make a lot of content to tell the story to a wide audience. So we make television programs. Here we're working with MCs. We make webisodes to sort of spread around virally and really have people come in contact with it. And what do people think about a company like Orange coming down into the neighborhood like this, putting their brand on a t-shirt and getting everybody to be involved? What does that mean? Shouldn't we just make more television commercials, and put more posters up in the metro? But you find that the impression that you can make on a consumer with this type of pro-social involvement, with still a real good entertainment piece to it, is far greater than seeing some more passive entertainment.
Is it? Do you have like some kind of a Bible of how that kind of action should be organized? Is there like step points that if a country wants to adapt it, they have to respect?
I think for us, for our brand Rockcore, I mean, we're really trying to create something that means the same thing everywhere. everywhere. But of course, it takes so much local adaptation. I mean, the youth of France are different than the youth of England. They're different than the youth of America. So you have to change the vibe a little bit. But there's a certain integrity in the way we want to work with our charity partners, like we are here today. We want to bring an action to them that really means something and leaves a legacy. So these are the most important things. I don't know if I would call it a Bible just yet, but probably a real set of guidelines about how we want to operate in the community.
Can you tell a few guidelines that you tell to your colleagues in other countries that they should really try to respect?
Well, for us, in working with the brands, there's two things. Talk about the brands and with the community and the charity, the association. With the brand, I say to anybody interested in bringing large companies into social action, take time to learn about the objectives of the brand first. You know, we as social activists, we think so much about what we want to do in the community, and then we take that into the brand and say, help us because we're good people. These companies don't work this way. Understand the objectives of the brand first, and understand how you might be able to meet your social objectives along with them. You know, align these objectives. With the community, you know, it all starts and ends with the local grassroots organizers. So if you don't understand the mission of the association, then don't even begin. So spend some time, get to know the local grassroots, understand what they want to accomplish. Is this a program that will benefit from our involvement, from bringing 50 or 100 youth out? How can we, do they want to meet some youth? Do they have ongoing programs so the youth can then be involved? We want to really put a spotlight on the work that they're doing. And so is it a place that wants to get involved in that type of program? That's question number one.
So it seems that you are kind of the first one to have done like that kind of social type of business, because the pro-social business is we hear about it in France like 1 or 2 years ago, but 2005 seems to be the very first time there is pro-social type of business.
It means a lot of things, doesn't it? Pro-social right now. It's a title, or social entrepreneurship. You know, this is another one that's being talked about. I think there are a lot of people really attacking social issues, but with an eye towards the bottom line and with a carefully maintained balance sheet, and running a business really that attacks a social issue. And some incredible work doing there. What we're doing here is a little bit different in that we're trying to convince very large companies who are spending, you know, tens of millions of euros, hundreds of millions of euros a year on advertising their products and services out to the consumer, to use some of that in a marketing sense that has a pro-social benefit. So sort of taking that established infrastructure of mass marketing and turning it inside out. And this has taken a lot of thinking on our part and refining to, like I said, to really understand the objectives of the brand and help that mean something for the community.
Wasn't it too hard to convince those big brands that it can be beneficial for them? As you told, it was at the beginning you didn't have any case studies to say, okay, it works, it's good for your brand.
Well, we started with the music, you know. Every one of the youth brands these days wants to be in music somehow. They put their name on concerts, or they buy a venue, or they throw their own concerts, secret parties, everything. And so we say, right, we're going to do a concert. You know how to do that. That's part of your thinking already. But instead, this concert has a social benefit. And you know, all of the big brands, they're doing studies with the youth these days. They know the youth are not satisfied with the way the world's going. The youth want to have something to do about the change for that. And if the brand can be involved in that change, then that's something that they know they want to be involved in. But we start with something they're very accustomed to, which is throwing a big piece of entertainment.
What kind of values do you think, in very short terms, what kind of values do you think this kind of action brings to the youth?
What it does is it shows them how to be involved in their community in a very short way. They don't have to change who they are to be a member of the community. It shows them that they have the power to make a change in their own block, in their own neighborhood, in their own arrondissement, in a very short time.
Act local.
Act local, think global. You know, every young person says, "I want to change the world." How do you do that? Now I have to pay my rent. I have to buy my food. I have to get into a partnership, I have to have some children. All of a sudden I can't change the world anymore. Well, what if you and 50 others come down on a Sunday afternoon and make a little action that makes this community better? It has an echo effect. So just showing them that they have the muscle already and how to use it.
Thank you very much. The website?
Website is orangerockcore.fr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.